There's one thing that you can implement today so that you can sell 5 or more accounts every single day. The biggest thing though is that 99% of sales reps actually don't implement this skill, and it's the reason why they're coming home with 0, maybe 1, maybe 2 easy sales every single day. I have a sales rep, his name's Jesus Montes, and last summer was his first summer ever selling pest control. He actually didn't even speak really good English. He's from Honduras, kind of had a language barrier, but was extremely charismatic and really good at getting people to like him. I went out to go work with Jesus because he was working super hard and he was just coming home with sometimes 1 sale, sometimes 2 sales a day, but wasn't super consistent. As I was on the doors with him, I kept seeing that he was actually doing everything right. He was building a ton of interest. He was getting really good head nods, really good interactions, really good smiles. So it wasn't that his pitch was bad, but it was just that he was doing one of these things and he wasn't doing it enough. He was stopping at the first or the second no. We went back to my car. I told him, hey, I've got it figured out. If you can just implement this one skill set, you're gonna sell absolutely lights out the whole rest of the summer. And he did. This one tool will absolutely change the course of your summer if you can do it consistently. So let's actually dive into it. Number one thing that's important to understand is that the average customer buys after 4 to 6 no's. So 90% of sales reps walk away after the first or second no, and only 10% of sales reps are actually pushing past that. That's why if you look at the top 10% of sales reps, those are the best sales reps, and the bottom 90% really aren't that great. If you're finding yourself in that situation, the number one step to this is knowing how to resolve. Resolve is going to be listening to your customer, helping them understand that you heard them. It's having empathy. They want to feel felt, they want to feel heard, they want to feel what we call empathized with, or basically that you are sharing in their experience, you understand where they're coming from, you're kind of hearing their concerns and their sorrows and the things that they're really, really worried about, okay? First thing to resolve is actually having a positive word, and also changing it from a negative to a positive. Okay, that's absolutely important, because if you can't turn their negative into a positive, there's no reason why you're the best fit for them. Okay, so a good example of this is if someone says, honestly, like, I don't know, things are just super tight right now. I go, definitely. That's actually one of the best parts. We're running a huge discount to save you guys money. Another great one would be, I know, isn't the economy insane right now? You can kind of spark a little bit of empathy there. They'll react with, yeah, it's honestly been nuts. I'm like, I totally get that. That is one of the reasons why I am here. So we're actually doing a huge discount just to save everybody a bunch of money right now. You can feel the empathy. We can see how we share in the relationship, how we share that same emotion, okay? The second step is going to be an ACE. You have kind of like this little teeter-totter when it comes to sales, okay? And on one side, you have the value of the service, and the other side, you have the value of the price. And when this teeter-totter isn't tipped in your favor, right? So maybe the price is too high for the service that customer getting, the teeter-totter is uneven. And so every single time that you ace, you need to build value in your service. And so once you build some value in the service, all of a sudden it starts to get more level. You ace again, and it gets more level. And you ace again to where the value of the service is greater than the price that a customer is going to pay. And when you hit this point, this is the tipping point that's going to create the sale for you, okay? So an ace is something that is providing value in the service. Okay, so let's go over just a couple of little aces that you could use. You could use like a flea and tick treatment that you could throw in for free. If you use mosquito traps at your company, you could throw in mosquito traps for free. If you do aphid, slug, and snail treatments, you could throw those in for free. Back fence is a great one. People love that one. It keeps the bugs on the outside with the neighbors. Another one's the back patio. You could do a raised deck. You could do a treatment around the pool patio. You could do interior services for free. You could do garage services for free. You can show your reviews. That increases the value of the service, okay? The last kind of part of this equation is going to be closing. Closing is so key, because if you don't wrap up your resolve, you don't wrap up your ace, customers hate silence. They don't know what to say. And odds are they're not going to say, yeah, sign me up. Here's my credit card, right? You've got to walk them through the sale. So there's a couple of closes that I love. I love agreement closes, because if you can get into your agreement 10 times during the day, you're going to sell 5 of those accounts, or 6 or 7 of those accounts. You're going to have 3 that are going to back out on the agreement. That's a good sign if that's happening. Don't get discouraged when you close hard in the agreement and then they kind of back off. You're doing it right. You've got agreement closes, you've got option closes, you've also got the name close, you've got bandwagon closes. Okay, you've got a bunch of different closing examples. So now we've got our equation. We've got resolve, ace, and close. Okay, so I'm sitting with Jesus in the car, and this is the exact framework that I gave him. Okay, so the first step to using this resolve, ace, and close is number one, we call it just a golden rack. Okay, I actually got this from an incredible sales rep. His name is Aubert. I'm gonna butcher his last name, Les Bronze. Okay, and the biggest thing that you need to do is you need to build the value of your service by showing reviews. Okay, this doesn't really matter what objection your customer gives you. Yeah, my spouse needs to talk. I need to talk to my spouse about it. I want to think about it. Can I get a card? I need to do my research. Whatever that first objection is, most of the time you're going to be able to use your reviews because you need to build your credibility. Okay, so I'm pulling up things like Google. You've got if your company has reputable reviews on like Better Homes and Gardens or anywhere on the internet, I'm going to be pulling those up to show them all of the good things about my company. Okay. On top of that, I'm actually going to throw in another service ace like the garage. Okay, and you need to add some value to it. Okay, you've got to show them how much the garage usually is and that you're going to throw it in completely free of charge. Okay, and then after that, you're going to close. Okay, obviously you have your resolve in there. Okay, so I'll kind of give you a little bit of an example. Let's say a customer comes out and they say, yeah, honestly, I need to talk to my spouse about it. So I definitely get that for sure. Let me just kind of show you some of my reviews. Have you heard of Active before? No. Okay, perfect. That'd be important. So right here, I've actually got 4.5 out of 5 stars, literally over 4,000 reviews. You can probably agree that that's pretty dang good for a pest control industry. And then right here on Better Homes and Gardens, we're also ranked as one of the #1 pest companies in the nation. So our customers actually love what we are doing. Tell you what though, we're already in the neighborhood. I'd love to win your business. The garage service is one of the favorites and most of my customers pay extra for it. It's usually an additional $70 because we treat the cracks and crevices. We de-web for all those spiders, as you know, they love the dark areas. I'll throw that in completely free of charge for you. Okay, I'll actually email this all over to you so that you have it. What's a good email for you? Okay, I hit them with the agreement close right there, right? So a couple things you can see, we build urgency. You can see that we have a lot of emotion. You can see that we have a strong close, lots of good head nods, lots of good smiles, okay? Let's say he comes back and the second objection he throws out, he's like, I want to think about it. Sounds good, but I'm not super sure, okay? I'm gonna have big head nods, really good smiles right there. I need to empathize with him. I need to agree. Yeah, I definitely get that for sure. It sounds like you're a pretty smart consumer. I'm getting on the same exact page with my customer. Now that we've built the value of our service, we're just gonna follow a pattern and now we can price drop on our initial price, okay? So we're going to resolve with empathy. Okay, the second thing is we're going to price drop initial. You can't make it too big of a price drop though, because then it seems sketchy, and you shouldn't drop your monthly price either. Only drop your initial price drop, okay? And then the third thing is going to be the close, okay? So for example, it says, yeah, I want to think about it. Yeah, I totally get that. Seems like you're a pretty smart consumer. Honestly, we're already in the area and it just makes sense for us to treat you while we're close by. Kind of helps us save on gas, if you know what I mean. I'd be willing to actually knock off an extra $30 off this first visit for you. If you want to give me a shot, I'll literally get it done for just 99 bucks. Okay, most of my customers, they like me to text or call them when we're on our way. Which do you prefer? Okay, and I close them right there. Okay, so now I've dropped it, right? If you can remember that teeter-totter that I talked about, right? As we increase the value and as we drop that price, it's going to continue to kind of balance out that teeter-totter to where it's making it make sense for him, okay? So let's say he comes back and he's like, oh man, you're making it hard on me. Honestly, 99 bucks sounds good, but yeah, can I just get a card? Like, let me think about it. I just kind of want to do my own research and everything, okay? He's still not quite there. He hasn't said, no, I don't want it. He just doesn't understand enough about the service still, okay? So we've built the value with the golden rack. We've now price dropped. The pattern you're gonna follow is now you just need to build the value again, okay? So you're gonna build the value with a service ace, okay? Now you can throw in something like back deck. You could throw in aphid, slug, and snail. You could throw in flea and tick. Whatever is going to be something important to your customer, right? If they don't have any grass, don't throw in the flea and tick for the grass, right? If they don't have any plans, don't ace on aphid, slug, and snail. You got to throw in something that's going to be important to them. Okay, so we throw in a service ace, and then obviously we need to make sure that we have a close there. Okay, number 4, we're just going to follow the pattern again. We just service ace, so now we're going to price drop. Okay, if they come back and they say no again, now we're going to service ace again. Okay, after that, let's say they say no again, we're going to price drop. Okay, and now you guys can see the pattern, right? Now you have that framework. So it's a service ace, price drop, service ace, price drop, service ace, price drop, service ace, price drop. Okay, so that way you're balancing out those things while still continuing to build the value of the service while making it a great deal for your customer. Okay, I talked a little bit about closing in this video. If you want to learn more about specific closes that I have, check out my next video on closing, and I break down 15 different closes that you can use to make the sale happen.